All right, this is going to be a midweek upload. Here in my jar is where I keep my already created sanding discs that we've talked about before. And we're going to make some. We're going to make one, maybe not some. All right, so this is the box that I use. That is 632 by 1, and I have no idea what it's going to be if you're using metric, but that is exactly what we use here. Get a bunch of these. This one was probably in the $10 to $15 range for this box. Come on now. There we go. We got one out of those. Now this is the stop nuts. This is the stop nuts. The nylon nuts I mentioned, and they're also, as you see right here, $6.32. These were $20 for a box of these, which I'm going to put over there. And that is what they look like. As you can see, there's a little bit of a nylon portion on the inside of that, and it keeps it from backing out. So once you put this nut on there, you'll get a certain distance and it won't slide anymore. Get a certain distance and it won't slide anymore because of the nylon part. So you really can't screw it on there. You'll need what will you need? You'll need, here, let me get it. Oh, it's over here. There it is. Oop, stop. You need a socket wrench. This is a 5mm. No, I'm sorry. This is actually 5/16. You can ask Google what that is in millimeter if you want. All you do is you'll put it on there and you'll have to tighten it up using this on this end and something like a screwdriver, or what I like to use, excuse me, what I like to use is a impact wrench. I'll have to change the head on this one, but I'll use an impact wrench just to screw it in. So here we go. All right, there's two kinds you got there. This is the sanding belts I was mentioning. These are 1 inch by 30 sanding belts. It's, as you can tell, they're Warrior brand, which is coming from Harbor Freight. You get several of the belts in there. These are 80 grit, as it says right there. Very rough. So you would take these and you would take a pair of scissors that you do not like very much, and you would cut these into just 1.5, 1.25 inch strips. What I'm going to use tonight is the Turner's Sanding Pack. The Turner Sanding Pack has several grits in it. It's got 150, 240, 320, 400. You can read. So all you do here, there's an edge right here. There's an edge right here. You just pull off what you need. Now you got a piece. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we got our 4 pieces of sandpaper. We're going to use our scrap of wood. What do we do with our scrap of wood? This looks like the scrappiest part of scrap wood that I could ever need. So here we go. And since we have our drill on our flex shaft, it's the drill bit that comes in the kit, and it's 1/4, matches the number 6 screw. Sorry, like that. And we just drill a hole into each one of these. One, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so we've got our 4 pieces with holes in each of them. We've got our screw, which we'll take the nut off of. This bag that I pulled out, I have no idea how much these cost me. But these are the washers that go on there. So I'm going to take out 2 of those. And I'm going to put one on the top with the flat side. There's a flat side and kind of a rounded side. That is the flat side. And on the left is the rounded side. Hard to tell the difference really in the picture, but they do have a little more of a round to them on one side. So I always put the round side up towards the screw, flat side towards my sandpaper. And I put my pieces of sandpaper on here. Put my other washer underneath with, again, the flat side on the sandpaper. When you get yours, you'll be able to tell what I'm talking about. I get the proper Phillips head screw for my impact wrench. Obviously, Phillips head screw. Put that on. Attach the screw to it. I've got my nut still. I put the flat side of the nut towards the sandpaper. And again, it doesn't have to go on there very far, just as long as it stays on there. Make sure you're screwing in on your drill. Be easy about it. Once you start doing that, you've got something that won't move when you try and sand. If it does move when you try and sand, you'll have to tighten it up, but that's not much to it. Not much to it. You just put your socket wrench back on there and tighten it up that way. Now you're good and tight. You're ready to just go ahead and put it on. Fits right into your speed chuck. It'll fit into the other one, the other head as well, but the speed chuck works just fine too. And you just start sanding. These, of course, were the 240 grit. 240 grit, so you can see that they're much smoother than what is probably an 80 grit at least. You can see the difference between the two here. And this will, it won't hold up nearly as much because these are very hard backed and these are just very flimsy. So you'll see they won't last as long. You don't want to spin them on as high RPM as you would one of these. This one will take the RPMs a little better. This one you just have to be gentle and careful with and do not press too hard. And make sure you wear eye protection at all times, no matter what you're doing. But it's very important because these little pieces will come flying into your face. So just be careful. Turns into little strings. You see how these strings are starting to come off here? This whole thing will be strings flying everywhere. Anyway, that's a short one, but these are very handy to make your own.